Alright, as you can see, we're at level 5. This is the, well, lowest numbered level here. There's really not much you can do. You're only really forced to go one direction, and that's upwards towards here. As you can see, there's a big miasma that you can't walk into. There's a lot of flying lizards here, and they make their biggest annoyance here. And we're gonna have to come back down here after certain events, but for right now, we're just gonna have to deal with being put in narrow passages. So that's why I have Lala still use her iron curtain, and I have Ornelia pretty much hang around the sides to deal with the flying lizards. Luckily, oh, maybe not for my group really, so unluckily is that they're fire elementals. So I have to deal with that since 3 of my people are wind, but that shouldn't be too bad. As you can see on the chart, there are 3 golems. If you know from Suikoden 4, these guys were well, one was a boss and one was an optional boss. Yeah, they're very devastating. They have 2 main attacks. They have one attack they can only use twice, which is where they shoot off one of their hands to hit one of the people within range. Their other attack is pretty much their side waves, which you don't have to really worry about unless you're right in front of them. So usually, you definitely don't want to handle more than one at a time. And they have a high physical and magical defense. And it gets even more ridiculous if they're on their own element, because it makes it really difficult, even for Laszlo. If they're on their own element, Laszlo does about 1 to 2 points of damage when with his double-edged sword. So definitely don't want to try to rush them. Definitely either want to try to pull their damage, because they can only use their giant fists twice because they lose their fists when they use them. So you definitely want to try to egg them on to actually use them on somebody on their own elements. And the flying lizards will make it even worse due to the fact that they put people to sleep. And right now we're just trying to steadily get through to the guy. Oh, he just happened to guard. Of all the times from the guard, he guards now. And definitely want to try to get Kiro to deal with the fire spirits that are here. And I think 2 of the golems in this particular battle are fire elemental, and I think 1 is lightning. It's definitely really important at this point to keep your guys on their own elements, if you can. Well, if you can, because it's gonna make it a lot easier. It's gonna make it a lot easier to deal with the golems. Yeah, you can't really move logs so too much. It came out because right now none of the golems are close enough to really do too much damage. They're mostly on more towards the bottom of the screen, which is good because usually there's one in that little cove that we were just fighting in. There's usually like one there. You usually have to deal with it there, but that's okay. And we should get. And he's just getting the healing wind ready, which most likely is going to be used on the skeleton, which I'm about to kill right now. So he pretty much wasted his spell. As you can see, it's a little slow going through here, but now we're further along, walked around. Now those 3 treasure chests, you can't get those right now. You're gonna have to wait until you come back here. And I lucked out there because I already pretty much forced him to use his attacks on Ornelia, and she just went back and healed. But it was worth doing this because even though I know that the next turn that Leress will most likely get killed due to the fact that the other 2 golems here will end up taking her out. And here's their fist attack. Luckily they weren't on their own element, which most likely would have one-shotted Leress. But they're gonna take her out anyway. And this is another reason why you probably want to take people who only withdraw when they get killed, because there's Making one little mistake like this can get somebody taken down quickly. So yeah, it does give you a little leeway. It's not like Fire Emblem where everyone is killable. And pretty much now, the major thing is just dealing with these golems. So getting it down here. Luckily, oh, I'm sorry, she's not lightning, he was water. And since they both use their abilities, one just ended up running away. That's okay. And let's get him down here. And if we want to use a double-edged sword, not close enough to that one, so we can just put this one right here, and that should be enough. Alright, one last enemy to go. It should be done. Leave you back here, since your berserk's gone. And let's get you here. Might as well get her in position to at least do some kind of damage. Yeah, let's use double edge. It's the safer way of doing this. Now, if you don't have Laszlo, yeah, this is gonna make it. I would suggest using more towards more of your casters. And it's a dead end. Well, for now. And pretty much after you come down here the first time, you're gonna automatically come back up, and you're gonna have to go back down here again to reach the elemental chambers. Alright, so we come back through here, and we're going to go to Haruna to deliver those elemental spirits. Make sure you have one of each one, and we'll be getting one of the last people we can recruit. Well, not one of the last, we definitely got a couple more that we can recruit. And of course we're going to get her to join us. She's a level 16. We're just going to take her Thunder Rune, well, Thunder Orb, and put that on Andark. She also comes with the Charm Rune, which makes it so enemies sometimes, well, makes it so anyone will jump up and protect her.
Guess what? I finally opened a store in Kuluk. Just a little bit more, and soon I'll have shops all over the world.
And we're going to start the Rainbow Shell quest, which is actually kind of the start of getting the last 4 characters we can get. We'll be going through a number of battles against these guys. We can only bring 6, but that's okay. We can deal with that. Get her ready. So now it's some Owl Hearts. All we have to do is get the Rainbow Shell from this crab here. The mercenaries. Yes, if you don't know already, the mercenaries, we will be able to get the mercenaries as playable characters. And he just killed it. But don't worry, that's gonna happen, period. Even if he didn't critical, they would have followed it up with a kill. You're supposed to fight these guys this time around. And at this point, if you've gone through Opal, the ruins of Opal, you're most likely way powerful enough to deal with them. Definitely, since they aren't the best at using strategy out on this beach here, because really they end up making themselves wide open. So as long as you keep your guys And as long as you use the strategies you've been using so far, you should be good. And sometimes you just let them make their own mistakes, such as them playing down their own lightning. Of course, he was smart for using Mead. But that's okay, I'll need to get one of them. Berserker Blow. And I can have a follow-up there. A little more than I expected, but that's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna follow up to kill. Yeah, of course I switched Owls because I want her to have a better dodging ability. And since movement wasn't that and she gets a little bit more movement, like one more square movement. Just make sure she gets there quicker. Because this is a small battlefield. And pretty much the main threat is gone. Once you take out the leader, she's the main threat. Because the swordsman, he's not really too much of anything to worry about. Even on his own terrain. He has a tendency of getting off for some strange reason. Just wait. And we pretty much got this. And I think I will have Kiro get this. Alright. We've now started our way of getting the mercenaries in our group. There'll be plenty of battles we'll be going against them. But for now, we're going to go back to the ruins of Obel. And from there, we're going to go to the elemental chambers. So see you guys then.